Hey folks, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Cynthia Kao, the Executive Director of Operation Code, and I'm really honored to bring to you today as guest speaker Nikita Gupta, who is the co-founder or founder of Careerflow.AI. She's going to talk a little bit about her background as an engineer, her work in talent recruiting, and then how she built this platform, what it means for our community, and do a demo. So go ahead, Nikita, give yourself an intro. For folks joining, feel free to send your questions or say hello in the chat, and Crystal will moderate all of your questions.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Cynthia, for having me, and thanks a lot, everyone, for coming in today. So as Cynthia mentioned, hi, everyone, this is Nikita. I'm one of the co-founders of Careerflow.AI. I'm happy to share a little bit about myself before I start talking about the job search phase of the career and how can we get, or sharing some tips and tricks also, and obviously a demo as being shared. Happy to walk you through how you can leverage Careerflow.ai. So my background has been like typically I was an engineer, worked for a tech company in India as a software engineer. Then I went to Singapore and I did my master's in analytics. Then I started working as a senior data analytics for some digital marketing agencies. And then when I moved 3 years back to US, that's where I actually realized that I love being a recruiter. I like hiring people. I love when they come back and tell me that, okay, Nikita, we got hired through you or because of your content and things like that. So that is where I realized that I want to really move into recruitment. So I've worked as a senior tech recruiter in companies like AWS as well as Uber. I am also a content creator with 200K plus social media followers on LinkedIn and also Twitter. So if you guys are interested to connect with me, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm super active, happy to help more folks through LinkedIn. And I think one of the reasons that Careerflow was started, or it came to my mind, because 9 months back when recession layoffs were hitting the market, I was myself a job seeker. Like 3 years back when I moved in here. So I know like how painful the process is, how broken the process is, what are the different steps, where you don't even know why you're getting rejected, why you're getting ghosted, why you're not, resume is not picking up, what are the skills not matching, and multiple things are there. So that's where we thought that why not bring or build a platform where anyone can come in, get help from our tools, which we are building using AI, and get amazing interview calls. Like I used to get it globally with companies in Australia, Europe, as well as US, and that's where we built the platform. To start with, before I start and before we do that, for the folks on the session, to make it more interactive, can you share in the chat like who are all in like an active job seeker, so that it's easy for me to go through it and obviously learn a little bit more about yourself as well. Is anyone?
I can go first just to break the ice.
Yes.
So for folks who know me, I exited my last startup after 9.5 years. It was a media software design, a lot of video production, so fully like digital hands-on content creation. I did that for almost 10 years, got acquired and exited in Q4 of last year.
Got it.
Basically, I like went right back into startup land and created another startup specifically for workforce development and burnout prevention. So the first 15 years of my career, I was a licensed clinical social worker. I worked in the healthcare system. I myself got very burnt out. I was dealing with chronic illness. I was helping so many other people and really unable to help myself. And that's when I started, the migration into tech. I had my military duty as well. So I was an Air Force reservist, deployed twice, was married to active duty Army. And so between the two of us as dual military, we raised 3 kids, multiple deployments, managing, your career while trying to have a family. And my oldest son is a service disabled Army veteran. So he got out shortly as COVID hit and the lockdown began. So we definitely have a family full of different roles: military spouse, active duty military, and then being a military parent. And so, as I've been building this pre-seed stage new startup, I recently, in the last few weeks, just lost my day job. And so now I'm also like a career searcher, just like a lot of members at Operation Code. I think that like you never have a safety net, to be honest. That's something I've learned is no matter how far you on the spectrum, you might think, oh my gosh, I've been doing like I have over 30 years of career experience. And yet I'm like, why is my resume literally going insta reject? Right?
Yep.
Like you apply and you're like, I'm overqualified. Maybe is that the problem? Like, or maybe it's not exactly in that industry because I'm a little too like niche in healthcare and then nonprofit work with Operation Code. I don't really know what it is, but sometimes you just don't get feedback, right? Or
Sure.
you get the feedback of like, hey, while somebody so and so referred you, and I have a lot of people that are referring me, they're internal referrals, and I'm still like not getting the interview. Where folks will say, hey, we reviewed your background, you have a really impressive background, we really love like what you're doing, but you weren't such a great fit. And even if you ask them like, what can I change, they won't. Sometimes they're not allowed to tell you. There
Sure.
may be legal reasons, so you're kind of left in the dark, like
Sure.
you're
Yep.
doing everything in your own end. And this is a story that I hear consistently across a lot of our members. Like there are times where I am talking to upwards of 20 people who are
Sure.
actively job seeking, who are at their low point, who are really like, I've been 6 months to a year or more looking to get in, or they took really low paying jobs just trying to get in, right? And it hurts when you get that rejection, especially within our veteran community. We face chronic unemployment, at-risk mental health, at-risk homelessness, and folks that are getting out of the service have families to take care of. And that's what hurts. To me, it's like to hear those stories of like, hey, I applied for like 100 jobs, 200 jobs in the last week, and I'm not getting anywhere. So is it the strategy? Is it the resume? Is it the lack of education? Is it the lack of experience? We can only help on our end, but the other side of the coin is trying to train the talent as well, the talent hiring managers, to understand, what does a military resume look like? How can you talk to or interview somebody who's got those soft skills, who has the leadership skills? So that's a lot of what we do at Operation Code, but it's a grind for sure.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Cynthia, for adding that. And I saw Barb also mentioning that she's an active job seeker. What about Justin and Crystal? Like, are you guys also actively looking for job opportunities?
Hi, this is Justin Rosenberg. I'm not looking for job opportunities at the moment, but my wife is.
Okay, got it, got it. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's someone whom you know, but yeah, nevertheless, just wanted to break the ice and wanted to hear about people who are looking. So just going back to the slides, job search process, like as you can see in this slide, is a three-way or three-step process. And to look at the three steps, everyone might think that it's very easy. Like you get shortlisted, you get interview calls, and hooray, you get you get hired, you get the offer. But I think these three steps, there are multiple steps or multiple sub-steps which are there part of the whole process. So it's not as simple as getting just shortlisting, that clearing the interviews and getting hired. And the first phase of this is shortlisting, which is application phase. This is one of the most difficult phases from last at least 9 months, 10 months since recession is happening. And one of the reason is because less companies are hiring, less opportunities are there, more candidates are there. Like for a single job opportunity, like there are like thousands of people applying, and companies are still doing layoffs. Like 2 days back, Google did a layoff again for recruiters. So layoffs are not ending and companies are still doing it. So how to stand out in that crowd, like Cynthia mentioned, how to make sure that you're not getting rejected, you're at least moving from this step to this step, and at least a recruiter is noticing your profile, LinkedIn profile, they're sending you emails, your resume is picking up, you're getting at least a notification, you're not getting auto-generated rejection. And this is where we are building Careerflow as a step one. Our goal is to cover all these three steps, but we can't cover everything in one day. So from last 9 months, we have been building tools which can help you for the application phase of the career. And our goal is to get as many folks interview calls so that at least the first stage is clear and they know that how to reach to the interview stage. We have different products, which includes AI resume tool, AI LinkedIn tool, cover letter. We have a skill matching tool, multiple things. I'm happy to quickly show a demo in some time, but these are the overview. We're building an end-to-end solution for your job. So if anyone is looking for any help around their job search, you can check it out and obviously take help from our platform. I want to quickly or briefly share about some of the importance of resume. A lot of people might just consider that as one piece of paper and they think that, okay, this is like just one piece, but it's not just only a piece of paper. That one piece of paper is helping you to get shortlisted, getting you noticed, getting you offers, getting your foot into the door. So your first impression on any recruiter, hiring manager, when you are using that one piece of paper should really stand out from the crowd. You should match with the job descriptions of the roles you are targeting, and you should consider it as your obviously elevator pitch and something which in briefly within few seconds, because as a recruiter, when I was working for companies like Amazon and Uber, hiring managers and recruiters take minimum maximum 6 to 10 seconds to view your resume and make a decision whether they should pass it to the next step, which is an interview stage, or just pass it to the rejection pile. So within 6 to 10 seconds, if you're making a good impression, you're going to get an interview call. If not, you're just getting rejected.
Can I ask a question since we're at that first stage?
Mhm.
How often do people applying through a HRIS system, right? Like in HR informational system, where it could be Workday or Greenhouse or whatever it is.
Sure.
If they're applying, how often is it auto rejected?
Sure. Yeah, so I was going to mention that in my next slide, which is applicant tracking system. So every company, whether they're a big company, small company, they use applicant tracking systems to make sure that they are reducing the manual effort of a recruiter or hiring manager. And in fact, with AI coming into picture, they're like now ATS are kind of getting more advanced because AI is doing a lot of the manual tasks, which as a recruiter, I used to do it. So in those scenarios, your resume, when you're going to apply it either on LinkedIn, any other job website, or directly to the company website, it's going to pass through that software or application. And if it's going to match with the things being shared with the job description, it's going to pass to the next step, which is a human recruiter. If it's going to get rejected, then it will go to a rejection pile directly. So you need to make sure that your resume should be ATS friendly to pass to the first stage of a software and then not getting an auto-generated rejection. Because if you are applying for jobs and getting rejections within 24 hours to 48 hours, definitely a software is rejecting it, because human can also, I'm not going to say that human can't do that, but chances are pretty less that human will send you a rejection email within 24 hours. So definitely you are getting an auto-generated rejection at that
Okay.
point of.
And you mentioned here, save your resume as a plain text or Microsoft Word file. So, most people, when we do mentorship and they do the resume reviews, when you send it, if you're networking and you're sending a resume out or you're uploading it on a site, generally they're told, hey, make sure it's a PDF so that, because of the formatting issue. So how do you know when to upload a different format, like the Word or the text, plain text?
Yep. So if you're applying to really because ATS, not like startups or generally, like you said about going through a referral, then in those cases, generally ATS won't reject your resume. And obviously it's already being passed or clear the first step of the stage of passing through a software, which is applicant tracking system. In those cases, you can have different versions of your resume. In fact, people who are targeting, like for example, UX people who are targeting designing side of roles, they can also, they used to tell me that, Nikita, that we want fancy resumes, we want color, we want to show a creativity in resume, right? Because we are from a creative department. So for sure, have two versions of your resume. One version which is very creative, having circles, colors, or whatever you want to show it, your portfolio. but also understand that there's, as I said, ATS sitting there and companies filtering and shortlisting based on that. So have the second version, which is boring. I can share this free template in the chat with everyone. So this is a free ATS template which we created in-house. You can use that template and create your own resume. It's going to be one column, not even two column, and it's going to be black and white, no colors, no photographs, circles, squares, nothing of that sort including. And then, as I said, use the doc version when you're uploading and applying directly, so that you are making your resume more ATS friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, make sure that it's one column, as I said, single column versus two columns. Then avoid headers and footers. A lot of people do that. Then obviously, if you are having a work experience, you can add work experience at the top, then skills, and then education. If you are a recent grad, then education, projects, skills, and things like that. So that order should do. And then one of the very important things which need to be there in resume is the impact. So add the numbers. Like, you should just make sure that if someone is looking at your resume within few seconds, that person should understand that this was a task being assigned to you. This is something you were doing, and because of your work, this was an impact being made on the company and the project you were being assigned. So make sure that you are giving really like good impact when you are uploading your resume. Before I go to the next slide, can just give it quickly in the chat. So this is an overly resume template, which anyone can use it and make your resume. Then some challenges with the LinkedIn profile. Majority of the people don't even leverage LinkedIn. They think that LinkedIn is not as important as resume. In my opinion, LinkedIn and resume goes hand in hand. So if you're updating your resume, you need to update your LinkedIn profile. Make sure that what you are writing in your LinkedIn profile should resonate with your resume and vice versa. And see LinkedIn profile as a bigger version of your resume. So if you're writing 2 sentences in your resume, to make it short version of it, in LinkedIn profile, you can write 4 sentences. So just think of it as a replicated version, but you can add more things. You can add things in featured section. And obviously I will show a quickly demo how to do that using Careerflow, but make sure that you are leveraging LinkedIn in the right way. And obviously you can use LinkedIn for networking as well. Happy to show the demo. Any quick questions before I start showing the demo?
When you're applying to jobs on LinkedIn versus any other site, you know how they have a quick apply. So
Yes.
you're not going to an external link to apply. There's a quick apply. Have you seen any differences between the actual job site's applicant tracking system and the LinkedIn quick apply?
So there's no difference. I have done both. Like, I've personally applied through both Easy Apply and the websites. So the difference is that Easy Apply is Easy Apply. You just have to upload and click on it, and it automatically, like, they just like one step and you're done with it, versus when you're applying and you need to fill in the whole application, fill in again and again. So there's no difference. The only thing is that you need to stand out in either cases. Like if you're applying through Easy Apply or directly through the website, if 100 more candidates are applying with you, how you are standing out, what is the difference between you versus 99 other candidates who are applying for the same role. So that is something there. But to solve this problem of manually filling the application, we are launching an Easy Apply button soon. So you just have to click on one button and automatically will help you to apply to all the jobs. So that is one we are building on in Careerflow as well. This is our website. So, and this is our Chrome extension. So it's a Chrome extension plus a web app. You can just click on this. It will lead you to the Chrome web store. You can download it. When you go and download it, you go to your LinkedIn profile. It will show like a C icon here, like this. It starts, you can log in and enter here. It will start with a score like this. It shows 83% optimized. And from top to bottom, it shows each and every section of the profile and it covers it in detail. Like if you click on this, it shows what all things are missing, what all things are there, and how you can update it. And you can directly click in here and it will directly help you open it. So this is something which we built in with the goal and with the motive that people who don't understand that there are so many sections in the LinkedIn profile, how to update it, what is the right way to do it. This is how you can do it. You can just download and see the score, and it will help you to improve each of the sections which is not there. Like in my case, is showing something missing in the education section. I can just click on it and work on it, and my score will improve. So the goal is to make your score 100%. So if you guys score shows less, please make sure that you reach at least 90% and optimize it as much as you can. So to add in, 95% of this tool is free. Like all these suggestions and everything is free. The two areas where we do have a subscription or the premium is basically if you want to rewrite, take our help in rewriting your headline, which is this one. You can click on this start now title keywords generate. It will help you generate a new headline. And the second thing is the feed about section, which is this one. So if you want to rewrite your about section using this, you can just click on start now, top title, keywords, and all generate. It will help you generate a new about section, which is summary for you. And it's going to optimize it based on the roles you are targeting in your job search. The second feature is the job tracker. So as a job seeker, we manually track our jobs and we manually do everything right now. So if you want to track everything automatically, we have a job tracker. You can just click on this, submit now. And when you go to the job board, so this is a job tracker. So it's a Kanban board for you as a job seeker to track everything and see what's happening in your job search. And it will help you to track in terms of overview, your timeline, company information. If you want to add any note for your own self, you can do that. Any upcoming interviews, any contact information like recruiters, hiring manager information. If you want to upload different versions of your resume, cover letter, you can do that here. And any task, like if you want to share any task, for example, any particular deadline is coming or interview timeline is coming, anything you want to do that, you can put it here and you can add it here. And we do have a skill matching tool. So you can upload your resume. It will match it with the job description. It's showing here, and then it will show a score. So in my case, because I've never been a cloud engineer, so it's showing 7% only matching. Then strong matches keywords, and then it's showing missing keywords. So you can use the keywords which are listed, which are missing, and add it to your resume back. And this will help to optimize your resume more and more. And your score should keep on increasing, so that, like, one of the things which we have been talking about is auto-generated rejection. So a lot of auto-generated rejection happen because of this. If your resume is matching less and it's having less keywords. So you can do that with every of the jobs you're applying for. In terms of more things, we do have here cover skill matching. You can do directly from LinkedIn as well. We do have AI cover letter generator. So if you want to generate cover letter for each of the job descriptions you are applying, you can generate it from here. We do have summarizing job description. If you want to have like a smaller version of the job description, you can see it from here. AI post generator. If you want to generate post as a job seeker, you can even do that from here. And then we have last tool, which is this one. So if you're looking for recruiters and hiring managers, we use, as a recruiter, I used to use Boolean keywords to find candidates. In this case, we have flipped the coin, and you can add the keywords, like, for example, Amazon, UX, if you're looking for a UX role, and then UX designer, country, United States, and any additional keyword. And when you click on find out who is hiring, it will actually give you a list of all the recruiters and hiring managers which are hiring or which are related to those keywords which you have used here. So it will ease your work. You can click on their profile, send them a message and be like, hey, I saw you are hiring for this role. This is my profile. This is my resume. Happy to take your help. So these are some of our...
We have a question from Justin.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So does this search LinkedIn or does it search any other websites like Monster or?
Yeah, so as of now, it's LinkedIn. It's populating all. It is actually not just LinkedIn, it's Google search. So it's going to take a majority of them from LinkedIn. And the reason is because Monster profiles are not public, but LinkedIn profiles are. So it's going to populate all of it from Google. But if you click on it, and it will take give you all the listings or profiles of the people.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm wondering, what do you have any tips for people reaching out to recruiters? Because this is a good
Yep.
tool, but I also want to make
Yes.
sure we go over
Yeah.
like do's and
Sure.
don'ts and what's the best
Yeah.
way to cold reach out.
Sure. Yeah. So to also add, like, I'm happy to share some tips and tricks, but we are actually also building one more tool on top of this one, is how to reach out and what is the message that is not still out. So I have not shown, but we have that tool also coming. In terms of when you're reaching out to someone on LinkedIn, make sure first of all you're professional. Like, don't just send messages like, hi Nikita, hello Nikita, can you get me a job? I'm looking for a job, just get me hired. Like, those kind of things won't help you to really do the right networking, or it's not the right way to do it. Make sure when you're reaching out, you are first of all checking the person's profile. Like, you're taking some seconds or some minutes to at least go through the profile once. In fact, people have reached out to me and even told me they have obviously taken wrong name. Like, they have taken said hi Cynthia, and I'm like, I'm not, my name is not Cynthia, because obviously they're just copy pasting the message. The other thing which I've seen people doing a lot mistake is, like, I am a recruiter and I understand that I was working for these companies. I am not um like hiring for all the roles. Like, Uber is a big company, Amazon is a big company, so I'm not hiring for all the teams or all the roles which are open. So you need to make sure that when you're reaching out to recruiter, you are very clear in your ask that, hey, I know that you are hiring for this role. This is mentioned, if it's mentioned in their profile, that this is mentioned that you're hiring for front-end engineering role, but I am looking for, let's say, data scientist role. I know you're not hiring directly for data scientist, but it would be great. I found this data scientist role on Uber website. Can you please refer me, or can you please connect me with someone who is hiring for this role? Because if you're not doing your own homework, or if you're not doing the due diligence, then for me as a recruiter, it's more like, I mean, I don't know why this person is reaching out, because I'm not even hiring for that role.
Barb has a question whether this, whether Careerflow is integrated with other job boards like Indeed or Glassdoor.
Yeah, so we have our website integrated with 20 plus different job boards. And we are adding more and more as we go along. So it's integrated with Indeed, Monster, and multiple, like all the big names, and we are adding more and more. And also to add people on the call, and if anyone sees this video after, like on YouTube, we are providing like a coupon code just to help people out more. It's called Operation Code. You're going to get 20% off on anything on our website. So if you really looking for any help other than the 95% of the tools which are free, please feel free to use it, because we want to give back as much as we can and just help out more and more folks there.
So thank you. I'll definitely promote that with the community too. How far have you guys been along since launching?
Yeah, so our platform, like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if you check this out and see this, only Chrome extension, this LinkedIn one, has been used by 100K plus users. And overall, we have more than 240K users on our platform since our launch last year.
Yeah, that's quick. And what are, like, tell me, what are the highlights of, you know, the way that people came back and told you, like, feedback, or if it helped them?
Yes. Yeah. So I think the one of the most viral product for us, and people loved us, or definitely for LinkedIn Chrome extension, because when they use that product or tool, they see instant results. Like, for example, if you use it, download it today, and you actually follow everything what's being mentioned, instantly people have started getting interview calls. Like, the search appearances started increasing, and they have started getting interview calls even in the recession times. And that was like amazing for us as well, because we were also not expecting for some companies to be hiring in this market. But when job seekers reached out back to us and be like, hey, we used your Chrome extension, and because of which we got interview call from this company or this company, then for us it was also like wow, we were also not thinking about it. So people have got instant responses within 24 hours to 48 hours, and it has helped them increase their search appearance by 2.5x times what they were getting before using Careerflow. And this is just one product. Definitely job tracker has helped them to track their application. Like they don't have to do manually in Excel, they don't have to do it in Notion, they don't have to waste their time manually do anything. Like a lot of their tasks are getting automatically done. Cover letters are automatically generated. We do have resume review as well, so if you guys are looking for resume review, we do provide that as well, which is like a 10 to 15 pages long report where we rewrite every section of the profile, and when we give a feedback as well. So people use those things and add it to their profile, and they start getting interview calls.
So in the demo, it was, I think you briefly showed, you know, when you use some of those keywords or tags in skills, or you use the AI model, that is part of the subscription.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So premium subscription includes 6 features as of today. We are adding more and more, but as of today, we have 6 tools out there under the subscription.
And Barb is asking if what's the cost of the subscription fee, or does it depend on like what the features are?
Yes, so it depends. So it's a $20 per month, $23.99 per month subscription. And obviously we do have quarterly and yearly subscription as well. But if you use the operation code, coupon code, definitely you're going to get like 20% off on the services you're going to like opt in for.
Oh. And if we need any help, is there like a help function on the platform?
Yep. So if you guys need any help, you can definitely, like, we do have like 24-hour support. You can definitely reach out to us. We do have a form as well on the website which you can fill in, and our founders do get that notification, so it directly comes to us.
Okay. And I just wanted to ask you, because I think we skipped over it in the part where, you know, there's a tool that literally says a check mark, like here's where your score is low, you
Yes.
know, fix that up, and that's on your LinkedIn profile. But is there a way, after you tweak all of that, is there a way to just download that into a document?
You mean as a form of a report, or like what exactly?
Yeah, like an updated resume.
Okay, yeah. So we do have resume writing, like in case if you want to opt in for, like, obviously resume reviews there. Like I can share the link quickly so that it's there. So this is a resume review service which we offer.
And those are human beings reviewing it, right? Not
Yes.
like,
So
okay.
so
I just wanted to make sure, because I know that there's maybe
yeah. So
AI generated.
Yeah, so the report is generated through AI, but we do have a full-time career coach working with us who's sitting on top of those reports and verifying if everything is correct. So the goal is that if a human takes to write that same report, maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour, now AI can do it and human can verify it in 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Now we are reducing the manual human efforts, but we are making sure that whatever recommendations are going out, they're right recommendations and they are in the right direction.
Got it. Do we have any questions from people in the middle of a career transition and just getting into a new role? Because I feel like there's a lot of us in Operation Code. The new folks that have come here are not only just transitioning from the military, but they may be transitioning industries altogether. Similar to what I did, you know, leaving healthcare and going into tech. And then I found my niche in like health tech. So it makes sense. But, you know, I think Christelle, if you wanted to ask any questions about leaving, like she's in the game industry and she's been asking like, how do I leave the game industry and make myself an expert in maybe another company where they're going to look at my resume and that's all I have. She's a new grad. So
Yep.
How can you really kind of stand out?
Yep. I think for the folks who are new grads or who don't have work experience, my suggestion is that try to do some personal projects, like which obviously people have done, like side projects, which is more like even if, like, for example, if you're targeting a role like data analytics, right? Like data analyst side, then you can go to Kaggle. You can, for example, or software engineering, you could go to GitHub and you have your own personal projects and use that and leverage that and show that though you were not working as full-time employee in any of these companies, but on the same hand, you are doing some side projects or personal projects. Then on top of it, you can do freelancing, because that is like really like you can go to the websites like Upwork. You can even go to Angel List. You can do some internships. You can do some part-time job opportunities. So there are multiple ways where it can help you to get some like expertise or hands-on experience. And by doing these things, you can actually put more keywords in your resume and in your profile, and that will help you to take a leverage versus someone who is just saying that I'm a new grad and I don't have an experience.
One of the ways that I know Justin helps out with the Kansas City, he leads a Kansas City chapter. And for those who don't know, we have our GitHub repository, which is an open source software. And that's how a lot of people kind of learn to create their first commit, do their first PR. You know, they're building their contributions and their code base. And so the more you do, the better you get, and you won't break anything because it all has to be reviewed before it gets accepted and pushed. But we're getting ready for Hacktoberfest. So like there will be a lot more tickets for people to take on, contribute to. Some are very easy, some are a little more complex, depending on where you are in your career. So that's usually what I say to folks, to just keep yourself like consistently busy, challenge yourself, and make sure that you're like keeping your skills sharp, because that's how you're networking too. Like when you're working with some of our engineers and you're contributing something, they'll provide feedback and they'll say, looks good, but I would like watch your margins, or, you know, watch the container, and they'll give you feedback. And that's literally like what you're doing in a job where you're having to work on a team. You have to collaborate with other people. You might have to work with folks that like do something completely different than you. And speaking from a design background, you're cross-functional. So you have to work with multiple different kinds of people and understand their role and the language that they speak and the platforms they work on. So it's definitely a sharp learning curve for sure. But some of the folks we've had that came in, no experience, their lives are like completely changed. So that's what I look forward to really is using this tool, getting feedback, seeing how folks grow. Thank you for the coupon code. Does anybody else have any other questions?
How do I report a bug?
Oh, report a bug. I think you can just drop us an email on the founders like
yeah,
we do.
I'm going through the setup process, is asking me tons of questions, and some of it but one question is what the minimum salary is, and there's no way to change it.
Minimum salary, you mean in the roles?
I'm in Careerflow here. I'm on question number 9.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's question 8. It says at least it has 0K US dollars, and I'm either stupid.
Actually, that's your own job tracker. So I can't see that when I click on it because you have access to your own job tracker. That's your personalized job tracker.
Okay. So it just has 0 and it doesn't give me a chance to up it. So
yeah, because that data is not provided by Careerflow. That data is provided by the company. So if that data is not coming directly from the job listing or wherever you are saving that, then career as a platform, we can't share that. Like our goal eventually is to keep on providing and helping you with that data. Like we are going to
right. I'm going through the initial setup. Like I just logged on to your website. It's asking me questions.
Yep.
Like if I can share my screen, it's like, what is your minimum expected salary?
Okay, sure. Yeah. So those questions are just to give us more better understanding that this is what your expectation is. And then based on that, it will help you because we have a job suggesting tool also coming.
So I want to make $100,000 a year, or just
sure.
I can't enter 100,000. It's stuck at 0. There's no way to change it.
Okay, got it. Okay, yes, sure. I can talk to my co-founder and give it a feedback. Or as I said, you can email us that this is the thing which is not working or not taking it up. He can take up.
Yeah. Where do I email that to?
Sure.
What's the email?
Okay. It's hello@careerflow.ai.
Hello.
I can
Careful.
chat.
Any other questions? Barb, I'd love to talk to you about getting into UX design. That's what I've been doing for the last, 14 years of my life, well, product design. But yeah, like same here, raised 3 kids, went to school, trying to work while raising kids and doing life. I'll reach out to you and then we can chat. But I want to thank our guest speaker, Nikita, and we'd love to give you feedback on how folks are using the tool. I think for our next month's newsletter, we'll push out the link
Sure.
that we recorded today on YouTube so that people have a chance to watch it, and then would love to be able to give you the good news for people using the platform and how things have changed.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks a lot, everyone. And Justin, Barbara, and Christelle, if you guys need any help, feel free to reach out. And everyone who is watching the video, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks again for having me. Thank
Thank
you.
you all. Have a good night.
Good night.